Tampa, Florida, a city known for its sunshine, its beaches. But when the sun goes down, the real story starts. Tampa, the early 2000s. The clubs were booming, the nights were long, and the streets were drowned in ecstasy, money, and bricks of cocaine. But behind the flashing lights and celebrity parties, there was a man moving it all. Not a rapper, not a promoter. A man that could be found at places like the Castle, Night Moves, and deep in Tampa's underworld. A supplier with connections that stretch from the hood to Hollywood. They called him Poet John Thornton. He wasn't just another street dealer. He was a hustler with charisma, a man who knew how to move in both worlds, the streets and the high life. Poet ran a crew that called themselves the Society. It wasn't your average gang. It was gothic, ritualistic, and when you mix violence with ego, drugs, and betrayal, it's only a matter of time before someone ends up dead.
Due to mature subject matter, viewer discretion is advised.
March 16th, 2007. A yellow pickup truck parked on the side of a lonely road in Hernando County, Florida. Inside, a man named Luke Griggs. He thought it was over. John Thornton, the man they called Poet, raised Griggs' own revolver. 5 shots. One hit him in the shoulder, then gasoline. A lit sock, fire everywhere. They thought he was gone, burned alive, but life doesn't always end when you think it will. Luke Griggs survived. 45% of his body burned, and from the hospital bed, he talked. He told detectives about the plot, about the Society, and about Poet. The case exploded. 4 arrests, a conspiracy exposed, a brotherhood destroyed. Poet took a plea deal, 10 years behind Florida's gates, surrounded by killers, chaos, and memories that don't fade. 10 years to think about how one bad decision can change the rest of your life. That's the thing about power. Everybody wants it until it burns them. You can build a name, chase the money, live like a king, but one spark and your whole empire goes up in flames. Now he's out, older, wiser, and ready to talk about what really went down. The drugs, the fire, the betrayal, and what it cost him. This ain't a movie. This ain't Hollywood. This is real life. From the club scene to the cold cell, this is DOC TV Unleashed, and this is the story of John Poet Thornton. What's up, everybody? I'm Blessed and Free. Welcome back to another episode of DOC TV Unleashed. So if you're tapping into this channel for the first time, this channel talks about prison, jail, crime, and corruption. But the biggest thing I want to talk about is the injustice that goes on in the justice system. And I also want to bring you guys some crazy stories. This is my boy Poet right here. He has a lot of crazy stories. He's lived a crazy life, and that's why I brought him on the channel today, so he can tell you exactly all about that. For the people that don't know who you are, man, why don't you go ahead and just introduce yourself, tell them your name and where you're from.
I'm John Poet Thornton. I'm a former drug ringleader of Tampa, Florida. I was born in St. Pete, Florida.
And so when you grew up, man, like for me, I know my childhood was pretty crazy, and a lot of the people I interview's childhoods are crazy. Can you give the people a little idea about like how you grew up and then what led you into the life of crime?
Sure. I had a pretty basic lifestyle up until about 8th grade. I dropped out in 8th grade, actually. My parents got divorced. I was thrown like family member to family member to friend to friend to couch to couch.
Right.
It was horrible. I had no stability. Nobody ever wanted me, I felt like. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Yeah, I know you do. Yeah, we have the similar lifestyle with that aspect. But yeah, it was crazy for me to be a young teenager when you're going to be an adult and learn who you are. And I just felt like nobody ever wanted me, man. So I wanted to create something that people would want me for, and that was drugs.
Okay, I totally get that. So you figured you had obviously some abandonment issues, like growing up and stuff. Do you feel like when you first started getting into the drug game that like from drugs obviously comes people want to talk to you, they want to hang out with you, you got money, you got the dope. Is that kind of why you got into the drug game?
Yeah, I mean, usually on these podcasts you have about an hour and a half. to talk about it, but I have over a decade of selling drugs. So there's earlier stages of this. So at 16, 17, I would go to Ybor City. And if people are not familiar with Ybor City, it's like Mardi Gras, New Orleans, French Quarter, a lot of bars, nightclubs on one strip called 7th Avenue. There's other bars and nightclubs. And at the time I was cultivating marijuana, I was selling marijuana. And I would go to these bars and nightclubs, and people would always ask me about beans. I'm like, what are beans?
Yeah.
I'm like, there's 7th Avenue. I mean, there's the 7-Eleven right there. They have a cans of beans.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know that's.
But yeah, they were asking for beans, and my group of friends would laugh, and they're like, no, they mean X-E rolls.
Right.
But everybody always came up to me and asked me for drugs. But I never had a strong connection with that. I was a weed guy. So I would find people that had the beans and resell them, make
Flip
a few
'em.
dollars. Yeah, it wasn't nothing, bro.
Right.
I'm making $20, $40 off, flipping these motherfucking things. I worked at a pizza place at the time. And that's how it all started for me. I got with the DJs in Ybor City, and I would start to DJ with them and resell beans.
So when you were doing that, man, when after, like, you obviously were flipping them and make a little money here and there, probably to do some too.
I
didn't
never
do any
used them.
drugs.
No, I
Wow.
just drank at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you were doing that, how long was it from when you went from flipping them to like, okay, now I'm starting to make some real bread, and things started to like, move up into the game even deeper?
It was years.
Years?
Yeah, years. Because I would frequent other nightclubs, and something about me, I just have this great spider sense. Like, I can walk into a bar, nightclub, to this day, and I can clock the place within minutes.
Right.
I mean, I could tell you how I would sell in there, how I would get drugs in there. And at the time in Ybor City, there were clubs that were like stronghold on like bringing drugs in the club, and I would still get them in there, of course. But
We always find a way.
yeah, I would find a way. But then I always found out that people have a price. Everybody has a price.
Right.
Security especially. And I would find a way to bring the drugs in these clubs, man. And I always operated out of clubs that I could do it more easily at. And there were 2 clubs in my newspaper articles. You can Google it, John Poet Thornton, Tampa Bay Times. I sold out of 2 big clubs in Tampa. One was the Castle, and one was called Night Moves. And I sold a lot of fucking drugs, man. But it took time, because I could never find someone that always had it.
Right.
You know what I mean? There was
Like a
always
good
like
plug.
these... Right, a plug, like
Yeah.
a real plug, because there's always these guys that are like, yeah, I got it. Yeah, I'll be at your house in 30 minutes, and 3 hours later, yeah.
Where are you at? Oh, I'm 5 minutes away.
So I never found, I did find a guy that always had it. I'm not going to mention his name. I never mentioned his name. Whenever this guy would show up, a whole bunch of beans.
Like, what are we talking? Like, when you say a whole bunch of beans?
In the club at the time, it was probably like 100 to 200.
So, okay, so
That
like
he would
100
show-
packs?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he was one of the major suppliers in Pinellas County and Hillsborough County, and whenever he showed up to these clubs, he would, always have it. So I was like, I need to get close to this guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I need to become his friend.
Right.
And I did. And this guy was a major, like, he had gambling addiction. He was always at the Tampa Hard Rock. Like, he was always rolling, like, all the time. Like, there was never a point where this guy was sober. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sounds like me.
Damn, really?
Unfortunately.
Fuck. But yeah, he was horrible, man. And I was
But
thinking...
he's making money, though, right?
Yeah, he's making money off me.
Okay. Is he a big time like dealer, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But he was just a mess. and
Because he's
I-
always fucked up.
Always fucked up.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, like, I can make this a business. I just need somebody that has their head on straight. And that's. So as time went on, I'm DJing in clubs in Ybor City. And if people don't know what Ybor City is, it's, a little city in Tampa. It's like Mardi Gras, New Orleans,
Right.
fucking French Quarter.
Right.
And back in the late 90s, early 2000s, it was all breakbeat, techno music.
Yep. House music.
Yeah,
And stuff.
like you wouldn't find a club that was not playing this shit. but everybody wanted fucking beans, man.
Yeah.
It was insane.
At this point, you've never been arrested, right?
Right.
Okay. When you're doing all this and getting more deep into the game, are you worried about like possibly getting arrested at this point?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't. No, never crossed my mind, to be honest. Like, I knew I was doing like shit illegal, but
Right.
like, I was like, yeah, because back then it was all plur. You know, peace, love, unity, respect. It was all family. So when you go out to these nightclubs, it was like being with your family. It was the most amazing fucking thing back then.
Yeah, those were the days.
Yeah.
I ain't like that no more.
No, fuck no. Yeah, people pull out their cameras when you're fucking dying. You know what I mean?
I
but
know.
back then,
and then watch you die.
Yeah. Yeah, back then it wasn't like that. So this guy would keep on showing up to the clubs, and he had it. I got in close with him and started to buy from him. And as time went on, man, it just grew and grew and grew. And on these podcasts, like, I have an hour and a half to talk to you, right? So people want me to break down over a decade of selling drugs in 15 minutes.
I know,
like,
it's hard.
It's tough.
Yeah, you can't do it.
I can't. Yeah, it's hard. Back then, I got in close with the plug and started to resell it, and I was always on point with it. It was something magical about me that I could just sell this shit.
Right,
relatively
you had a knack
quickly.
for it.
I did. So there was one time my plug was coming to see me, and he was on Clearwater Beach, and he got pulled over. His buddy got pulled over that he was in the car with, and they got pulled over on a DUI stop. My plug, he ended up swallowing all the ecstasy pills that he was bringing me, and it was a couple hundred.
He swallowed a couple hundred ecstasy pills?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, overdosed. Back then we had pay phones. You know, called the ambulance. They pumped his stomach. He survived. I was waiting for him in Tampa. I'm like, where's he at? Like, this is not
like him.
Yeah. I mean, he would answer the phone sometimes. You know, I was like, maybe he's at the casino, fucked up, because he would do that a lot, but would not answer. So I started calling around to the jails. He wasn't arrested. Started calling around to the hospitals. I find him. So I go to the hospital, and he just came out of life support. They pumped his stomach and shit. And he's like, Poet, I can't do this anymore. I'm like, well, this is my major
plug.
This is how I pay my bills, man. Like, you got to keep on. You got to keep on going.
Right.
He says he can't, and I'm like, well, you got to introduce me. Can you introduce me to your plug? He said, I'll talk to him. I'll let you know. I mean, you have to remember, I was selling all this guy's ex.
So he knows you can move weight.
Right.
Okay.
So he ends up talking to his plug. His plug is like, definitely, I want to meet this guy. So the guy that overdosed brings me to his plug, introduces me to him. He's like, hey, man, I'm about what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, my price drops that I'm with you now, right? He's like, yeah, but your guy owes me thousands of dollars.
Oh, man. So now you just inherited his debt.
Yeah, and I did. I paid it off in 2 weeks.
Oh, well then, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I paid it off in 2 weeks.
What was your impression when you met this new plug? Like, was he, like, his demeanor, like, what was he like?
Yeah. He wasn't like you, aggressive. I'm just kidding. Yeah. No, he was really just a cool
businessman?
guy. Businessman.
Okay.
Nice guy, businessman.
Okay.
So we started doing business together, man. My old plug, he got out. We would hang out sometimes, but yeah, I started to work with the main plug, and it was a cash basis with him. Probably around early 2000s, night moves. I met this stripper. Her name was Nicole. I don't remember her stripper name. She was a major cokehead. I didn't know anything about coke. I was a pill guy. Okay. And so her and I started to fuck around with each other, and one day she worked at the strip club, and she came home, and she's like, my coke guy never showed up. I can't find any coke. Can you get any coke? I'm like, I don't know anything about coke.
Right. You're just messing with the beans at this point.
Ecstasy, yeah.
Okay.
What the fuck? She said, can you call your guy, blah, blah, blah. So I called my guy and asked him about the coke, and he just laughed because that's what he majorly did, was coke.
Oh, okay. So he's a bean dealer, but his main drug that he makes money is coke?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, well, my girl's bothering me with this shit. Can I, stop by?
Right.
Pick up some of that, and I'll pick up some beans too. And he's like, hey, man, we don't call Coke. If you're going to call me, you call it T-shirts.
T-shirts, okay.
Yeah. And he called beans CDs.
Okay.
So if I wanted one CD, that meant I needed 100 pills.
Right.
If I wanted one T-shirt, that meant I needed an ounce.
Okay.
Yeah. Went down there, got the Coke from him, brought it back to Nicole, gave it to her. She enjoyed it. She loved it. She's like, "How much are you paying for this?" I'm like, "My price is $500." She's
That's
like,
good.
"Yeah."
For a zip?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
She's like,
good.
"You know how much this goes for?"
Yeah,
She's like,
like
"This
$1,200?
is $12 to $1,500. So in my head, I'm like, I can make $1,000 off one? Like, what the fuck, man?
Oh, yeah, why am I selling beans?
Right. The Coke surpassed the ecstasy really quick. Really quick.
So have you done any of this Coke at this point?
No.
Okay.
No, I wasn't.
Were you just strictly against drugs, or?
No, I just didn't enjoy it. I mean, it wasn't my thing.
wasn't
I enjoyed alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my main thing.
Okay.
So I'm already established in Tampa with ecstasy, and now I have Coke in the mix. You know, clubs in Ybor City, bro, they're insane.
I know.
Just insane.
I know, it's crazy. Especially then.
Yeah. And I was the guy. You know, I was providing all this stuff for Tampa. And they also called me the king of the underground because I was also throwing like underground raves. We were breaking into warehouses and just setting shit up.
Yep.
And just party all weekend.
Before there was festivals.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. We were the originals. Yeah. We were the originals. Not like you guys now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was crazy, dude. It was so insane.
At this point, how much money are you making now?
Well, it went from like on an average. I couldn't tell you how much money I was making. I could tell you how much I was spending.
Right. It comes and goes quick.
Yeah. At first it was like $4,000 a week. Then it went from $4,000 to $5,000. Then it went from making $20 to $30 a week. I mean, I tell the story a lot how I work a real job now, but I made $55,000 last year. And I remember a time I jumped on a plane and went to Las Vegas because I liked the sandwich shop they had out there. I'm the only guy that flies to Las Vegas just to get a sandwich. So I get there and the sandwich shop is closed. So I'm like, oh, I'm already here in Vegas. So I spent $55,000 on a baccarat table, and that's what I made last year. So yeah, I can't tell you how much money I was making, but I could definitely tell you how much I was spending.
Right.
You know,
now, living that life, man. Like I know, selling drugs comes also with problems. So, when did you experience like your first issue in the drug game?
I didn't really have an issue until the end, to the end of my run, because everybody fell in order. I had this organization. The newspapers like to call it the Society. It never had a fucking name, but they call it the Society. I was a drug ringleader of Tampa, Florida. I was already trafficking drugs to New York City, Birmingham, Alabama, and Shreveport, Louisiana.
Okay.
And Tampa, Florida. That's crazy in itself, you know.
Yeah.
New York City. I don't know if you've ever been to New York.
Oh yeah, for sure I have.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What part?
Brooklyn, Bay Ridge.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit. I was Manhattan.
Yeah, my grandma's from the Bronx, so.
The Bronx.
Yeah.
The Bronx, son.
Yeah, when I was actually 16, I thought I was in love, and I was on probation, and me and the girl I was dating ran away to New York.
No shit.
Yeah, by ourselves when we were like 16, so we explored all over New York. It was a wild time.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you were, so I know there's so many crazy parts to your story, man.
Yeah. It's hard to break
put
it all
in
down.
Chronological
Yeah.
order. I really want to touch on the stories about, I know in your story there's death, there's celebrities that you eventually, I'm assuming through selling drugs, came into contact with. Can you tell the people the first time you did come into contact with celebrities and how that went down?
I think the first one would be, this is before reality TV really hit. So my boy, his name was Casey Jones. He had the first reality tattoo show. It was called the Tattoo Underground. Okay. It was based on the WB, if you remember the frog. The WB!
Yeah.
So he had the first reality tattoo show. They filmed it in Ybor City, actually.
Oh, okay.
But he, after the show, he moved to Birmingham, Alabama, and I was trafficking drugs up there to him because he was a major cokehead and beans, and he worked out of a tattoo shop. And anytime there's tattoos involved, there's drugs involved because they're druggies.
Yeah.
You know, fuck them. But Yeah, that was probably the first. Then there came, more reality TV stars, rock stars, country stars, rap artists, movie stars.
What was the biggest celebrity you came into contact with that you were just like, damn, I can't believe I'm hanging out with these guys? You know what I mean?
Well, in the Matt Cox interview, I talk about a country star I met at the Hard Rock Casino. I'm not going to mention her name, but yeah, she did a song with Kid Rock, and she wanted ecstasy, and I gave it to her. I actually tried to fuck her that night, too.
Sheryl Crow?
No.
Oh, okay. Because they did
It
pictures.
was way better looking.
Than Sheryl Crow, okay.
Yeah. Do you want me to drop the name? I'll drop it first on your show. Everybody wants to know the name.
I really do want to know the name.
Yeah, you want to know who she...
Yeah.
You guys ready for it? Are you? I'm going to drop the name. Miranda Lambert.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big name, too.
Yeah. Yeah, this is when she first started out.
Wow, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, she was at Floyd's in the Tampa Hard Rock, and it was an after-hours club, and everybody was on my team there. One of the security guys came up to me, and they were like, Poet, you gotta come up to VIP. This girl wants to see you. I'm like, who the fuck is it? And he's like, dude, she has a song with Kid Rock right now. I'm like, all right, so what? He's like, it's Miranda fucking Lambert, bro.
That's
I'm like,
crazy. I'll
go up there. So I go up there. Her security stops me, and then they give me the wave because they realize I'm the bean guy. So I sit next to her. I don't believe it's her at first because I'm fucking drunk and I don't fucking know. And I actually card her. I'd like, let me see your ID.
To make sure it's her, really her?
Yeah. I'm like, let me see your fucking ID.
She's probably like, who is this one?
Yeah. She was trying to take my shades. I used to wear big ass fucking like J-Lo shades back in the day.
Yeah.
And she wanted my shades, and it's funny. But I actually didn't end up selling her any X. I just gave it to her. I'm like, oh my God, here.
Right, yeah.
I try to fuck her and shit. She's all fucked up. I'm drunk. Her security team's like, yeah, we got to get her out of here because this guy is fucking insane. But yeah, man.
I know you have another celebrity which you have the pictures of, which shocked me. You actually were partying with the guy from Candyman, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Tony Todd.
Tony. Okay. And
Tony Todd.
And
Tony Moran, who played unmasked Michael Myers in the first Halloween film.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, just right here by your house, actually. Just right down the road.
So how were they to hang out with, man, like that night?
Fucking cool, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Tony Todd because he was in a lot of movies. Platoon.
Right.
I don't know if you ever watched Platoon.
Oh, yeah, classic.
Yeah. He was in Platoon. He was the voice of the Transformers. He was in Final Destination, but his biggest film was Candyman.
Yeah.
So
that was a scary movie when I was a kid, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want to look in the mirror after that.
So I'm hanging out in the Marriott and in the suite, and there's a whole bunch of girls there, and just fucking my cocaine and ecstasy. Everything, and we're doing movie fucking trivia. We're like going around in a circle doing movie trivia.
Yeah.
And I'm such an asshole. I'm like plugging all the movies Tony Todd was in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, do you know this movie? But it's funny because I had two horror movie fucking icons. I had Tony Moran, who played Michael fucking Myers, and I had Tony Todd, who played Candyman. And they're dope. They're both doing my fucking blow in the fucking hotel.
You had to have felt like a boss.
Dude, I was. I'm sitting on the fucking couch going, I have Candyman doing my fucking candy, bro. What the fuck? And it's funny because he comes and he sits next to me. I have a picture of that. You can check it out on my social media. But he's sitting next to me and he goes, he has that deep voice. And he's like, Mr. Poet, is there any way you can procure me some ecstasy tablets? I'm like, yeah, bro. How many do you fucking want, bro?
Right, I got it all.
I give it to him, and we took the picture right after I gave him the ecstasy. But yeah, he died. He died a few years back. But what a cool guy, man.
Yeah.
Just to hang out. I'm not a horror movie fan, so I wasn't blown away by it. Like, oh my God, it's Michael Myers.
You weren't fanning out.
No, I wasn't fucking. I never really fanned out. The only person I ever fanned out to, I would say I fanned out too, because I sold to a lot of movie stars. I sold to a lot of porn stars. I sold to a lot of rock stars, rap artists. The list goes on and on. I think the only one I ever fanned out to was probably George Young, Balsa George, because he was my idol. But I never sold him anything.
And
But,
for the people that don't know, that's from the movie Blow that Johnny Depp played George Young, right?
correct, yeah.
Okay.
I spent the last 2 years of his life with him.
What was that like meeting him?
Fucking phenomenal. It was almost like meeting you today. You know, I was like, oh my God, it's Josh from DOC TV. Can't believe this.
So was he like, how did that happen? How did you end up getting in contact with him?
Well, I had an entertainment company, a party planning company.
Okay.
And I heard that he fell on hard times.
Right.
So I reached out to the website he had at the time. It was like bostongeorgegear.com or some shit. And I was like, yeah, I would like to bring you to Tampa, do a book signing, blah, 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 blah. They reached, out to me relatively quickly. And I brought him here to Tampa and we did a book signing. He did a little speech. And like right away, he like fell in love with me, and Boston George was the type of guy that he either loved you or he hated you. And he knew that within seconds.
Right. Kind of like you.
Ah.
Yeah, that Sixth Sense thing.
Yeah. No, for real. And he fell in love with me, man.
And this is after he was released after doing that long bid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he went back on a parole violation, and I met him just right after that.
Yeah, rest in peace to that guy.
George. Yeah, he died on Cinco de Mayo, bro. Fucking Spanish holiday.
That's
Ain't that
crazy.
serendipity?
That's
Ain't that
ironic.
crazy?
Yeah, that is
Fucking
crazy.
crazy as fuck. I'll tell you a funny story about him real quick. So in the movie, with the drug deal gone bad in the hotel, he gets shot in the shoulder.
Yeah,
Do you remember that scene?
Yep.
So that's one of my favorite scenes because that's whenever his real name is Carlos Slater, but in the movie they call him Diego Delgado.
Right.
That's whenever he was trying to steal George's connection.
He's actually out now and wrote a book.
Yeah. Yeah, I did see it. I did see the documentary he did too. But anyways, yeah, one of my favorite scenes. So I'm in Tampa with George in a hotel, and I asked him about that scene. I'm like, did it really go down like that? He's like, yeah. He had that raspy voice, Boston voice. He's like, yeah, it really went down like that. He's like, I also got shot in the ass too, running from the Federale to my plane. You want to see that too? I'm like, yes, I would love to see. I would love to see that. Yeah. But no, he showed me the bullet wound where he got shot. And no, it totally went down.
This whole experience, like with selling drugs and being this, like meeting these celebrities, before you obviously got arrested and that happened, what was the craziest moment that you went through during that time?
I don't know what you mean by crazy, because I had a lot of crazy moments.
I know some stuff happened where you ended up unaliving someone, right?
No. Attempted. Yeah.
Okay. Can we get into that story?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why all that went down and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2007, I think I'm at the height of my power now. I created an organization, head of the family. They actually have a chart like John Gotti, like I'm head and I have captains and 60-man conspiracy in Tampa. But I started to bring in people to sell drugs, and if one of my guys in my crew could vouch for you, I'm like, all right, sell drugs. Let's go.
Right.
So we bring in this guy named Luke. Let me go back because, a couple of my captains in my team, I have Carlene Troyer, Eric Lemus, and Bradley House. They were the captains of my family in Tampa.
Okay.
Carlene was actually dating a cop. She was a lesbian, hardcore lesbian.
Dating a girl cop?
A girl cop.
Okay.
Yeah, hardcore lesbian. Everybody thought Carlene and I were together, but she didn't like what I have.
Right.
She was,
She liked the...
she liked
carpet muncher.
Yeah, there you go. But she had a cop, so I had a cop on my team. I'm not going to mention her name, but she was selling drugs here in Tampa in the nightclubs for me, dating Carlene. I had my drug distribution network in New York City and Shreveport in Alabama, so I was going to be gone for a total of a week. I'm flying up to New York. I was going to be there for 3 days. Then I was going to Shreveport. I was going to be there for 2 days. House party's going on. I go there to Carlene's house to collect my money. There's a backstory with this guy named Luke. We ended up beating him up pretty bad because he stole Brad's weed, one of my partner's weed, and nothing to do with me. So we went and beat him up. Then I told everybody, I was like, just stay away from this guy. Don't bring this guy around anymore. News. Yeah, bad news, bad business.
Right.
So I'm flying out to New York. I'm leaving in the morning. And I had an armed security guy that used to follow me around, go with me every time I left my house. But I'm flying out in the morning.
That's crazy.
Yeah. The story goes real crazy. But I was flying out in the morning, so I was just going to go to Carlene's house party going on, collect my money. I used to always carry a gun on me as well, but I was flying out in the morning, so I told my security guy, his name was the Clam, actually. He was a New York mob guy. Yeah, he's a Clam. But I told him to go home early. You know, I'm flying out, everything's going to be fine. Go to Carlene's house party. And I say, Carlene, where's my money? Where's my drugs? You know, let me refuel you. I'm flying out. I'm going to be gone. She's like, there's a problem. I'm like, what's the problem? Like, what's going on? She's like, your money's gone. I'm like, what do you mean my money is gone? $3,000.
Okay.
Which was nothing, bro.
But that's still a lot, that's like $6,000 a day back then, right?
Yeah, but dude, it wasn't nothing to me. Like I spent $3,000, you know,
at a gas station.
Yeah, dude, it wasn't nothing.
But
like,
it's the principle, though.
Yeah,
right?
Everybody wants to say that. I think it hurt my pride more than anything. You know what I mean?
Hey, I respect your honesty.
Yeah, it did. I said, well, who's in the house? She's like, well, Eric was here. I'm like, well, he wouldn't steal from me. He works for me.
Right.
You know? He's one of my captains.
Right.
You know, Brad, I'm like, he wouldn't steal from me. He's one of my captains. Like, who else was here? You know, a couple strippers lived there. I'm like, they wouldn't steal from me. I'm fucking them. Like, they get whatever they want. She's like, well, there's a problem. You know that guy Luke, right? I'm like, yeah, the guy that stole Brad's weed that I told you to stay away from.
Right.
She's like, well, he's upstairs. And I let him stay here for a few days. And I believe that he got your stuff and your money. And he has a gun. So
are they telling you this because are they like bringing you there to kind of set him up?
I don't know. And that's a great conspiracy theory there.
Yeah, because it sounds like he's upstairs, he has a gun, they know you have a problem with him, they invite you over. Yeah. It's almost like they wanted to
that's so interesting.
Bring you guys face to face, maybe.
That is so interesting you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because 10 years I did in prison, I thought about that. Like Carlene was setting the whole thing up that she could take over my business. And make him be a patsy, a scapegoat.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's really good.
That sounds suspect. Yeah.
Yeah, it is suspect as fuck, and I fell for it.
It's hard not to fall for that, I think, because you felt some type of way about him for good reason.
Yeah.
And you're in the game. You can't just let somebody get away with stealing, even if it's $100. You know what I mean? Because then.
Yeah.
Oh, he's soft. I can get over on him.
Yeah, I totally fell for it, man. I brought him downstairs. He had a 5-shot revolver, snub nose. He just recently got it tattooed on his arm. It said, here's mine, where's yours, had the gun. So I got his gun from him. I'm on the couch with him, and I'm questioning about my money. Like, where's my money, bro? Where's my drugs?
I mean, what's his, demeanor at this point? Scared?
Scared, denying everything.
Right. Well, yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, just tell me, bro. Just tell me you got my shit. And we'll leave it at that. I'll leave. Fuck, I'm going to New York. Everything's going to be great. Just tell me you got my shit. Would not. He had a truck, and he was living there, of course, for a couple of days. So I was like, go get your shit. Go pack your couple bags. You're going to get in your truck. Eric's going to drive you. Brad has an SUV. Brad's going to drive an SUV. I'm going to be in the passenger seat. Carlene's going with me in the back seat. We're going to Moon Lake, Griffin Park. Yeah. That's where you're going to die today, bro.
Yeah, so you're taking him there because you know people in Griffin Park that are about that life, right?
Right.
Okay.
And we get lost. This is back before fucking Google Maps and shit.
Right,
You know what I mean?
MapQuest.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, exactly.
Yeah.
But we get lost in 75, and I end up in Hernando County on a dirt road.
Okay.
And we pull over on a dirt road. I get out of the SUV I'm in. And I tell Luke to get out of the truck, and he's sitting. The door's open. He's sitting. I was like, stand up. He stands up. I'm going to ask you one more time. Where's my money? Where's my drugs? He doesn't say anything. So his 5-shot revolver, I unload the whole gun on him. So 2 of them hit the door. The 3rd bullet is what got him, hit him in the shoulder. That bullet traveled into his lung. He escapes into his truck. I come around. I fire 2 more rounds, the last 2, in the gun. Don't hit him. Eric takes a gas can, douses the whole truck with gas, and lights him on fire inside of his truck. We all escape back to the SUV. We get in. I see in the rearview mirror this ball of fucking flames. escaping out of the passenger seat. And
He's in the truck, shot once in his arm, and now
shot in his chest.
And his chest, because it traveled.
Yeah.
And now the whole truck is on fire with him inside of it.
Yeah. And he escapes. I see it out the rearview mirror while we're driving away. Just a horrendous fucking scream, this ball of fucking flames.
What are you thinking at this point?
I'm thinking that all that King of the Underground, Poet is the shit, Poet is the guy. It all crumbled inside my fucking head, man.
Are you thinking like this guy could very well be dead? And
I thought he was dead. I really thought he was dead.
So were you worried at that point, like, man, I'm gonna go to prison?
I figured I'm gonna fucking run, you know.
So now you're preparing to go on the run.
Yeah, and I did. Eric Lemus, my co-defendant, yeah, he was a Mexican citizen, and I had connections in Mexico. I had the cop on my team that was in Louisiana, so I didn't take that trip to New York. So the next day, 2 days, I'm hiding out in Orlando. I catch the flight to Shreveport.
Have you heard anything from anyone about this guy? Like, he's dead, he's not dead?
Well, it's all over the fucking news.
Okay, it's on the news.
And I'm trying not to watch it because
Are you on the news, or just what happened to him is on the news?
I'm on the news.
So
because they found him. What happened is they found him on that dirt road. A passing motorist found him on our way to work, and he was naked, fucked up, and he's screaming, "Poet shot me! Poet shot me!" Well, who the fuck is Poet?
Right.
You know what I mean? His sister actually knew me, but she knew my real name as well.
Oh, man, the government. Damn.
Yep. So she's like, "Poet? That's John William Thornton," you know? So they were on me. I ran. You know, I go to Shreveport because that's where the cop on my team, Carlene's girlfriend, was at. So I'm hiding out in Shreveport. I bring Eric up in a car from Tampa. So I wanted to, like, one last hoorah of going to fucking party before I either turn myself in or get caught.
Right.
So I tell Eric, I'm like, let's go to the casino in Shreveport. Let's get drunk. Let's have a good time.
Okay.
So him and I do. We get drunk. We're having a great fucking time. I'm like, Eric, we're going to go to fucking Mexico. I got a whole bunch of fucking drugs. I have a whole bunch of fucking money in Tampa. We'll find some way to get it, you know, blah, blah, blah. We're going to get a villa. We're going to get we're going to change our identities. It's going to be great, man. We're going to be in Mexico. Well, he has second doubts about it, and he doesn't want to do it. So him and I get into an argument, and he ends up leaving the casino. When he leaves the casino, he gets picked up outside of the casino for drunk and disorderly. He doesn't snitch on me right away.
Okay.
You know,
I'm
partying in the fucking casino. The dealer of the car, I'm on a baccarat table. The dealer was like, "I think your friend just got arrested outside." I'm like, "I have no friends. Like, what are you talking about?"
I don't know him.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't come and get me, man. So he gets arrested.
You didn't think, like, I need to get the fuck out of this casino?
I was just drunk and just not paying attention.
Okay.
So, yeah, the next day comes. I actually stayed at the casino. They, like, gave me a room and shit. Like,
that's crazy, bro. You had some balls staying there, man.
Yeah.
That alcohol's a motherfucker.
Yeah, it is. So the next day, you know, I wake up, I'm sober now, and I realize Eric's arrested. I contact the police officer that's on my team, and there's a bond for Eric, and Carlene's with me. There's no arrest warrants for Carlene or Brad at this point.
Okay.
So I'm like, well, they're after me. Like, I'm going to send Carlene to go to the county jail to bond Eric out.
Right, because you don't want to be in front of the police.
Right. It was all set up. It was all a fucking setup to see who was coming to get Eric. Carlene goes there. Her car's surrounded. You know, they're looking for me. I get scared, of course, and I jump on a Greyhound bus, and I go into Brownsville, Texas. So while I'm in Brownsville, Texas, now there's an arrest warrant for Carlene. But I have Carlene meet me in Brownsville, Texas. And I go with the same plan as her, like, hey, we're going to go to Mexico. I have money and drugs. You know, we're going to sell that shit off in Tampa. We're going to get a villa. We're going to change our identities. The whole fucking shit. Carlene gets scared. She's like, I'm just going to go back to Tampa and turn myself in. I'm like, well, go, Carlene. Fuck, you know?
Yeah.
So it's me by myself now in Brownsville, Texas. So I run into Mexico. Mid-tomorrow's Mexico.
You got to be freaking out at this point, man. You're by yourself.
Well, yeah, but you have to also understand, I thought I was the fucking drug lord that nothing can happen to me. I'm John Poet
You're invincible.
Thornton. I'm invincible. I'm untouchable.
Right.
Like,
Because nothing's really happened to you up
Right.
until this point legally, right?
Right.
And now when they're looking for you, what are the charges that they're indicted
Well,
to get the warrant?
At that time, they dropped a whole bunch. But at that time, it was first-degree murder with a firearm, kidnapping while armed with a firearm, and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Because, I fucked this guy up. I fucked Luke up 1,000%, man. Like, to this day, the bullet's still in this kid's lung. Like, he wheezes every time he fucking breathes. Over 47% of his body is third-degree burned. He looks like Freddy fucking Krueger, bro. I brutally fucked this kid up.
Damn.
And I'm not being boastful about that. Like, I don't even know what the fuck was going through my head, dude.
Yeah. And
People have to also understand that, too. Because when you're making fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars and you have a police officer on your team, you feel like you're fucking untouchable. And I felt like I was untouchable, bro. I definitely fucked this kid's life up, man. Over $3,000. Did he steal it? Was it Carlene? It probably was Carlene. And I hurt an innocent person, and I'm not proud of it. I'm not boastful about it.
a lot of people that are watching this might think like, that's crazy you did that to him. But what they don't understand is when you're in the game that you're in, the rules that apply to regular society don't apply to people that are living the lifestyle we have.
Yeah.
Like, it's cutthroat. It's eye for an eye. Like, you definitely don't steal. If you get something fronted, you pay it back. And when you don't, this is exactly what happens.
And my plug, the guy I was getting shit from, I mean, I'm not going to touch too much on him. And I do that not because, I'm not snitching anybody out. Statute of limitations have already passed with all this shit. I do it for people's privacy. Like, maybe he doesn't want to be involved with me, or, certain people don't want to be involved that they know Poet. Because if you're in Tampa and you mention my name, Poet, like, it
rings bells.
Yeah, it rings bells, man.
So you're in Mexico.
Yeah, I'm in Mexico, Matamoros, hanging out. My connection is there. Eric's connection is there. All of a sudden, they don't know me. I become a liability. You know what I mean?
The connection in Mexico?
Yeah.
The plug. One of the plugs.
I don't want to touch too much on it, but all of a sudden, people don't know me anymore.
Why do you think that was like
because
that?
I became a liability. Because I was wanted for fucking murder.
Because now you're bringing heat, right?
Right.
Okay.
So back in Tampa, I had a stash of drugs, stash of money. Carlene went back to Tampa to turn herself in, like I told you. So when she got back to Tampa, guess what she does? She turns herself in, and she tells the police where I'm at. So they're watching that border pretty fucking thick at this point.
Right.
2007, March 16th, I come back across the border, and
why did you come back?
I ran out of money.
Okay.
Didn't have no money. She wasn't helping me anymore.
Right.
Like, all my connections.
You're
like,
by yourself.
I'm gonna fucking die here, bro.
Right.
Like, they're gonna kill me, or I'm gonna die of starvation. Like, I gotta get the fuck back.
What was your living conditions when you were in Mexico? Was it pretty harsh because of
No, I was living in a hotel. Yeah,
Okay.
and they don't have computer systems in Mexico. They have a registry, like old school, like you write whatever name you want.
Right.
And I registered as Jim Morrison, the lead singer for The Doors. Like, I was Mr. Morrison in Mexico.
Yeah, I'm back from the dead.
Yeah. But I came back, and there was a long line at the border entry point there in Matamoros, Brownsville. I'm on the bridge, and I see two police officers walking down the line of people. And I have a long sleeve shirt to cover up my tattoos. I have a hat on.
Right.
Trying to I light a cigarette.
Yeah.
And they just come right up to me, and they're like, "Thornton?" I'm like, "Yes."
So how did they know you were gonna be there that day?
Because of Carlene.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was coming back. I told I had a burner phone, and I told Carlene I was coming back to get some money because I didn't want a wire transfer of money to come into
paper
Mexico.
trail.
I wanted it to come into Brownsville.
Okay.
Because it would not be less suspicious.
Right,
you know what I mean? But she was setting me up the whole time.
So when they came up to you, and I'm assuming turn around, put your hands behind your back type shit, these are American agents?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what's going through your head at this point.
It was a relief in a way, but, I'm fucked in a way too,
Yeah.
They take me to the Brownsville County Jail, and I'm all over the fucking news, it's kind of strange because in the Brownsville County Jail, there's like a row of cells, but there's a TV in a cage up high that you could, I guess, watch from your cell, the TV.
Right.
And I'm all over the fucking news, bro. And I looked crazy back then, too. So when I get there, it was like a fucking rock star showed up, you know. I'm the only white guy in the whole motherfucking place. It was all Mexicans. And they're like, holy shit, you know.
And what did they book you in under? Charges-wise?
Well, first-degree attempted murder.
Okay.
With a firearm, kidnapping while armed with a firearm, conspiracy to commit first degree murder.
So all first-degree felonies?
Yeah, all life sentences. Yeah, it gets better. I mean, it doesn't get better, but yeah, it gets crazy. So I'm in the Brownsville County Jail. The federal prison transport team comes to get me in a van. So guess where they take me? Shreveport, Louisiana, to pick up Eric Lemus, because he was in the county jail.
Okay.
Remember?
Yep.
My co-defendant.
Yep.
So they put him in a van. I don't know if you've ever been in a van before, but they have a little PC unit in the van where it's just like one cage.
Yeah, it's one of the,
They put Eric in there. And
away from you?
Right.
Okay.
So I'm literally right next, there's a fucking gate.
It's a metal, divider.
So Eric and I are this close. And he's not saying, he has his head down.
Are you hollering at him now at this point?
No, I look over at him like, what's up, Eric? He's not saying much. He's just shaking his head. So it takes us days to get back to Hernando County in Florida. As soon as he gets off that van, he meets with detectives and he tells them everything. So I have Bradley House, who is the driver of the vehicle of the crime. He tells him everything. He gets probation. Carlene Troyer, she tells him everything, gets probation. Eric ends up telling everything, and at the end he writes the judge and my case and tells him he was afraid of his life that day, and if he didn't set Luke on fire, I was going to kill him. They didn't believe it. But Luke ends up coming out of life support. He ends up healing up, thankfully. You know what I mean? There's nothing cool about shooting someone, taking somebody's life. Anybody sits in this chair and talks about taking a human life or attempting to take a human life, you're a piece of shit. You know, I don't respect that shit. I was that guy that tried to do that. I played God, and I don't want to fucking play God, man. So he ends up pulling out of life support, man. I actually signed for life in prison.
What?
I actually signed for life in prison, man.
Well, he was on life support?
Right.
So, okay.
Because they were trying to give me the death penalty, so I signed for life. So he pulled out, and they were like, oh, well, you're going to get 25 years. I'm like, oh, I can do 25. Then I had an amazing lawyer.
You're in Hernando County Jail at this point? Okay.
Yeah. Amazing lawyer. So the state and my lawyer, Luke pulls out of life support, moves to Texas.
Okay.
So while Luke is in Texas, guess what Luke does?
He gets arrested.
He robs another drug dealer. No, for real. He robs another drug dealer, gets picked up for drug trafficking charges. So the state, my lawyer, fly out to Texas, do depositions on him, and he tells the state that he's not going to testify against me. He said he wants to see everybody go to prison but me. He said if I go to prison, it will be detrimental to him being a part of my organization.
That totally is like a 180.
Yeah.
Wow. So, okay, you're in Hernando County Jail. He's now saying this.
Yep.
They dropped the life thing you signed because he lived. Now they, offered you 25?
Right.
You denied the 25?
No, I did. I said, I'll do the 25. But then he moves to Texas, do all that shit.
Okay.
And, Eric does what he's trying to do.
And this is your first time in county jail, right?
Right.
For a long stretch of time?
Right. Yeah, 8 months. But my lawyer comes back to me, he goes, hey, listen, man. He's like, I can probably get you about 15, 20 years. I'm like, all right, I can do that. 15, yeah, let's do that. Let's roll with that. So he goes to the judge with it, and the judge is like, we'll do 15. We'll do 10 years in, 5 years out.
Okay.
So they sentenced me to 10 years to prison and 5 years violent offender probation.
Okay.
And they give Eric the same.
And that's after the 8 months in Hernando County?
Yeah.
Okay,
So Eric and I did the same, 10 years in, 5 years out. They actually deported Eric after he got out because he was a Mexican citizen.
Right.
Brad and Carlene, they got probation, 3 years.
I know you said that, like, you could, you know, 25, I could do 25, but that, like, that's a long time for anyone to do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now you're doing 10 in, 5 out. When you sign the 10 and now you're going to Florida State Prison system, which I'm sure when you were in county jail you heard about the DOC, how it is in Florida.
Yeah, people fucking gas you up
Right,
about that
I know,
shit, man.
I know.
It's nothing what people tell you. You know,
Can you explain to the people what it was like for you? I'm assuming you went to CFRC?
CFRC, yeah.
Okay. So what was that experience like for you coming from county jail, living this, you know, kingpin, obviously, life that you led,
Right.
to now you're stripped of everything. You
Yeah.
get shitty clothes, no mat, like you got officers that are corrupt. What is your thought process when you were in reception going through all that happens during that time?
Dude, I think it started before that because the 8 months I was in county jail, I'm asking people about prison. I was scared. I'll admit it. I was scared as fuck,
If you're
bro.
not scared to go to prison, then you're lying, man.
Yeah, I was scared as fuck, bro. You know, and at the time, I mean, I'm a small guy, bro. When I went to prison, I was 118 pounds. So,
Damn, really?
yeah, I was scared as fuck, bro. I'm like, they're like, poet, you know what them tattoos are on your arm? I'm like, what? They're like, you know what they call them in prison? I'm like, what? They're like, they're called "Don't Fuck Me" tattoos. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna fuck me. Oh fuck.
I had never heard that one.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They were gassing me up. Fuck.
Oh, they were
fucking
booing your head
yeah.
up. When you're not affiliated, I'm assuming, right?
Right, no.
Okay. And,
I had my own crew, the society.
Right, but as far as prison gangs go,
No,
they don't recognize
They never
that,
heard.
right?
Yeah, no.
So-
but I sold to a lot of the white supremacy guys on the street.
Okay.
You know, I sold to a lot of organizations on the street.
Okay.
Yeah, when I got to prison, went through the whole thing, CFRC. When they march you out, the rec yard's right there, so everybody's on the fence.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know.
To see if they know anybody.
Yeah, they're all
And
coming out to see who the new intakes
I'm
are.
scared as fuck, have all my shit, and I hear, poet! I'm like, oh, I'm good.
So some people knew you.
Yeah, yeah. People part of my organization knew me. Some of the white supremacy guys knew me.
Okay.
It was like, fuck, bro. I was like, I'm coasting. You know what I mean? And every prison I went to, I knew somebody.
How long did you stay at CFRC?
5 weeks.
5 weeks. Did they ship you to the East Unit or straight to a camp?
Yeah, I was on the main unit for a week, and I was at the East Unit for 4 weeks. Then from there, I went to the on a Bluebird to Liberty CI, which was the most violent.
Panhandle?
Yeah.
Okay.
The most violent prison in the state of Florida still is.
So you had 10 years to do, man. You're at CFRC. You get transferred to Liberty. What was the thought? Like, how did you plan on getting through this 10 years in the Florida DOC?
Day by day. I really didn't have a thought process on that,
Yeah. What did you think of how because prison's a society within a society.
Yeah.
How did you adapt to all the new rules now that are, because I mean, for the people who don't know, can you explain to them a little bit about like what I mean about the rules and how convicts operate versus inmates and the lingo,
the politics.
the politics?
Well, I watched so many people go in there and into prison, and they changed the way they talked. Or they changed the way they moved, and I'm not easily manipulated. So I'm like, I'm not going to change the way I talk.
Right.
If I talk to you, I'm not going to use ghetto fucking language. I'm going to talk to you how I am. My thought process was, if somebody presses up on me, I'm going to fucking kill them. Like, I'm going to try to kill you. You're not going to press up on me, bro.
Right.
I'm not going to allow that to happen.
Did that ever happen? Like
No.
somebody try you in any way?
No.
Really?
No.
Your whole 10 years?
My whole 10 years. I have no DR history, and I've never been in one fight.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
That's like record shit right there.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, you can look it up. I have No DR history, not one fight.
So
because I knew people at every prison, so I already had that establishment.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wasn't going in there as a nobody. Like when I got to Liberty, they're like, "Oh fuck, Poet's here." So fucking prison's like an old folks home, man.
I know. Yeah.
Like news spreads quick.
Yeah, it's like high school.
Yeah, exactly. So now you have the white Tony Montana, fucking John Poet Thornton at the fucking prison. So everybody that was maybe gonna try something never did.
Right. And what is the situation as far as with like family, friends? Do you have support when you're in prison?
Yeah, I had a lot of support when I first went in, but as time went on, that shit fell off.
Did you have your mom and dad supporting you? Was it a friend or girlfriend or?
No. My father passed away when I was in my early 20s. I had my mom, my stepfather. They were a good support system for me. I had friends, my friend Erica, who I absolutely love. She was a great support system for me. And that's the crazy because Erica and I weren't actually, you say this in some of your stories, like the people that you thought were the closest to you, you're like, oh my God, they're going to support me throughout my,
Yep.
But the people that are not even in your head, they're the ones that support you the most.
Right.
And Erica, she was one of them girls. I sold her drugs and sold her and her husband drugs. And she was a major support. Still is to this day. She's a Christian woman now, has 2 beautiful kids. But yeah, the people that you least expect are the ones that really help you out.
Yeah, that's facts. When you were in there, man, in prison, there's a lot of crazy shit that goes on. Mm-hmm. When you were in there, what were some of the craziest, crazy things you witnessed as far as, I know you said you didn't get DRs, but
right.
You're in a dorm with 80 guys, so shit pops off.
I was in 2-man cells.
T buildings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And that's a great story. The T building, I'll tell you this story. I told it on other shows. He had this, I'm not going to say the race, it don't matter the race, but, this young kid, pants around his ankles, disrespectful, rapping, he had a boatload of time.
Always hitting on the bunk and shit.
Think he's the hardest motherfucker, gangster, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, they're the softest.
Yeah. So he ends up stealing one soup at the time.
From you?
No. From his bunkie in a 2-man cell.
Okay.
So the soups at the time were 22 fucking cents. 22 cents. This guy steals a soup while his bunkie's out at rec. His bunkie comes back in, realizes this guy stole the soup from him. He cracks his fucking head open with a lock, back of his head. Opens his head open. I'm talking skull, like brains. And if you know the T building, we're all lined up in I guess you could consider it the Sally Port where the officer station's at.
Right,
for them to pop the doors to go to chow.
Yeah.
So this guy lived upstairs. So I see this kid walking like a zombie, like Walking Dead type shit, coming down the steps. He's banging on the glass slowly. Nobody realizes what's going on,
Right.
He turns his back, he shifts, and I see it. He's wearing a white shirt. I don't see it from the front or the side.
Right.
But when he turns, I see his fucking brain, bro, and parts of his skull, and blood, all down that white shirt. And he's banging on that glass to get help. This gangster, this hardcore, loudmouth, I'm the best of everything.
Right.
Yeah, the kid ended up dying. He died.
Damn.
And they gave that guy, his bunkie, they gave him a life sentence over it. It's so crazy because, nobody liked this kid.
Right.
But you don't want to see anybody die.
Well, yeah, I mean.
I'm standing next to my homeboy, and we're more worried about if they're going to pop these fucking doors and go to chow than this guy dying. Because that's what prison does to you. Because there's so much violence on a daily basis, it desensitizes you to the whole thing.
I know. It's crazy.
You know what I mean? The brain matter was hanging on this guy's fucking shirt, and I'm like, bro, are they gonna pop these fucking doors? What's going on here?
Yeah.
The fuck, man? I'm trying to eat.
That's crazy.
Dude, it's fucked up. I'll tell you another story real quick. I was at Avon Park Correctional in Polk County. That's where I EOS from. And there was a leader of the Bloods. The Blood Gang.
Right.
He had a 25-year sentence. He was there on a sex charge, mind you.
Well, wait, a gang member on a sex charge?
Leader of the Bloods.
Yeah.
Leader of the fucking Bloods. 25-year sentence. Leader of the fucking Bloods.
Well, he's probably an okay now.
No, he's dead now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't tell that in the other stories, but the dude, he ended up getting stabbed up. And in a T building, you have this little closet that has a hot water tank.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
You go in the hot water, you get your little coffee or whatever. So it was one morning, I'm coming out, going to get me a cup of coffee, and I swerve into the little cubbyhole closet, and he's stabbed up bad. Like, he's gushing out blood. He was fucking around with punks, too. The leader of the fucking Bloods.
Jesus, man.
So his punk was there trying to pat him down with a towel.
I got you, honey.
Yeah, no, exact. It was exact.
Don't die, boo.
Yeah.
Don't die,
Dude,
boo.
I swerve in. It's early morning. I'm trying to give me a cup of coffee. I see this going on. This guy's down and out. I'm like, no, it's not time for a cup of coffee. I turn around, and there's nothing I can do for this motherfucker. What am I gonna do?
And you're not even supposed to do anything because you know how that goes.
But he ended up dying too. So yeah, he was. Yeah, that's what prison is, man.
When was the first time you actually were aware of the booty bandits? Because that shocked me a lot when I went to golf. The first time I went to Orlando, you saw a couple gay people there, which I don't have a problem with gay people, but when I went to an actual violent compound and saw these booty bandits in action,
they take advantage. They try to take advantage of people like me, small white guys.
Yeah.
They're all, and I hate to say it, man. I mean,
black.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's just
I hate to say
it is. What it is.
It's reverse racism. If you ever go to prison, if you're a white person, it's reverse racism. It's like Back to the Future Part 3, segregation times. Like in the T building, everybody had their own T room. Blacks, whites, Spanish. Right. And I'm not like that. I love black women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But god damn, bro, the reverse racism was unreal, and most of the people that were gay or booty bandits were black. And they were trying to get over on white guys.
Yeah.
Call me what you want, whatever you want to fucking call me, but that's the fucking truth, man. Nobody ever pressed up on me. I never had them problems.
During your bid, man, laying in your bunk during count time or whatever, and you're staring up at the bunk above you, just thinking, and you got all these crazy thoughts going in your head. Why did I do this? What am I going to do now? What do you think was there a moment during your bid that you had this awakening, I never want to come back here. When I get out, I need to do something different. With the life I was living led me here, and I need to make a change?
No.
Never happened?
No. I think my fantasies in my head were being in the nightclubs and being the man. And
so you were still on the mindset of I want to be a baller.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But when I got out, it was totally fucking different.
Right.
You know what I mean? That shit was over.
And you EOS from Avon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Avon Park 2015, September 20th, 2015. And I walked into a world that I didn't know anymore. I wasn't Poet anymore. I was
John.
Yeah. And that was a reality check for me.
You were, and now you have a record, and now you've been to prison.
Yeah,
so,
and it's hard to find a job, and I can see why people go back to fucking prison, man.
I know.
Because it's fucking tough for us.
Yeah.
But I'm resilient, and I'm a fucking fighter, and I started an event company. It was going great till about the COVID times.
Yeah.
COVID tanked me. Then I started a logistics company, and I had a bad business partner, and he stole a whole bunch of money from me. Then I landed this job with a Second Chance company, and that's where I'm at today. I really excelled with that company. And, dude, you're fucking weak. You're weak if you go back to prison. You're fucking weak, bro. Find a job. Oh, I can't find a job. I'm a felon. Nobody. Dude, I have attempted fucking murder, and I found a fucking job.
Yeah, that's,
you know what I mean?
That's. It is hard to find a job with a record.
It is, but still, the motherfuckers that use that for an excuse.
Oh yeah, well they just don't want to work.
You're right. Yeah. I've been out of prison 10 years now. 10 years I've been out of prison, doing extremely well. I have my little chickens. I take care of my chickens, and I meet great people like you, and you give me the opportunity to tell my story. What do you think is the main reason why people end up in prison in Florida? Oh, they commit crimes. But do you think, when I was in there, I noticed that I would say 80% of the people that were in there did commit the crime, but it all stemmed from alcohol or drugs. Of course. Fucking the Florida prison system is... it's a homeless shelter. It's a drug rehab center. It's a mental health facility.
All in one.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all in one, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have the crime aspect, or you have actually real criminals that committed crimes, but for the most part,
that deserve to be in there.
Right.
And then you have petty people that are in
dude,
there.
It's insane. Never go to Florida prison, please. Never go.
Yeah,
the food is horrible. Fucking everything's fucking horrible. But you get to meet some genuine, solid
dudes,
guys in there, man.
Yeah.
One of my friends, George Vlantang, he's my friend to this day. Yeah, he was a supporter of mine. He knew me. We had a bond together. Yeah, man. And you're road dogs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had these, like, when we get out, we're going to go fishing and we're going to do this and that. And him and I actually did.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to his house next weekend. We're going to go fishing.
That's what's up.
Yeah. He did 21 fucking years. My dog, Big G. Hope you watch this. I always say I'll give you a shout out. But Big G, I'm a better bass fisherman than you. I have to say that to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, you meet some great dudes in there, bro.
Yeah, you
I mean,
do.
no gay shit.
Right.
Great fucking solid dudes.
Yeah, just solid ass crackers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you meet some fucking animals.
Right.
You know.
What was the most savage inmate you came across during your time?
So many of them, bro. I can't like pinpoint one.
What was the most violent thing you saw in there?
Probably the brains.
The brain
and
one?
the stabbing.
Okay.
Did
Did you see or hear any rapes when you were in there?
No.
None of that going
No,
on?
there was too many people giving up the shit.
Yeah, that's true. Were drugs like as prevalent then as I'm hearing they are now?
Yeah, well, I was hanging out with one of the heads of the Mexican Mafia. I won't mention his name. He followed me throughout Quincy Annex and Avon Park. And if people don't realize this, Mexican Mafia, they control.
Yeah, there ain't nothing to mess with.
They controlled every prison I was at. Not the Bloods, not the Crips, not the GDs, not the fucking Latin Kings. Mexican Mafia, they controlled every prison I was at. And I did 10 years of prison. They controlled the wine, the buck. Mm-hmm. And back when I was in, it was K2.
Right.
The Tucci is what they call it.
The actual, like,
Yeah.
It looked like weed.
Right, it looked like
Tucci,
weed.
not the
And,
paper dope,
yeah,
right?
They controlled that.
Yeah. So from going from this, like, basically, like, this cocaine ecstasy kingpin in Tampa and just living this, like, extravagant life to now you're in Florida DOC and, like you said, you got out. What was the biggest hurdle that you came across after being released?
Knowing that, because it was all about the attention. Like, I love the attention.
Right.
So now I'm out. Like, I'm not on that pedestal anymore.
Where do you go? Like, do you have
I
a
was with
setup?
my mom, bro.
Okay.
I went and lived with my fucking mom, the king of the underground.
Well, hey, man, at least
king
you
of
have
Tampa.
your mom to do that, you know?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Thankfully. But yeah, it was a pride thing, bro. You know?
I know you mentioned, I heard before that you were actually homeless for 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Yeah, I was homeless for 3 weeks, and no one was coming to save me, man. I'm the guy that was buying you cars, paying your rent, buying you houses. Fucking, I had it all, and now I'm in a fucking tent. Nobody fucking knows you.
That had to have been humbling, man.
It was. Yeah, I wanted to go back to prison. When I was in that tent, I was drowning. I wasn't eating. I was drowning myself with fucking vodka. Straight vodka. And I was like, maybe I'll rob a bank. Maybe I'll go rob some. I had the most insane,
Craziest thoughts.
yeah. And it didn't happen, man. And
So how did you get from that to how, like, the 3 weeks you're in this tent,
Yeah.
all this shit's going on?
Mm-hmm.
What was the process from getting out of that now into the next step of your life?
my half brother,
Okay.
my half brother Rob, he had this job, and he's like, come out here, get this job with me. I can get you a job. It's a second chance coming. They'll hire you. And I was like, fuck it, I'll try. You know?
Yeah.
And I did, and they hired me, and that's where I'm at now. You know, for the past 2 years. And
Wow.
yeah, I've been excelling. Like, dude, they love me to death at this job.
Well, that's good, man.
And that's what I said before, like, you know, you're weak if you go back to prison.
Yeah, you are. You give up is what happens.
I
think.
almost did, but I didn't.
So
Yeah.
what do you think now about like everything in the world, like going on, like the YouTube? I know you've been on quite a few channels.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do want to say shout out to Matt Cox for introducing us and setting this interview up. I appreciate it. What did you What did you think, like, when you first got introduced to this YouTube and these interviews and?
Well, it's kind of funny because, you know.
And how did that happen?
Yeah, throughout my whole 10 years in prison, I hear all these dope boys. Oh, I'm the biggest dope boy of Tampa.
Yeah.
I'm this, I'm that.
But hey, can I get a soup?
Can I get a soup? Yeah, exactly.
know.
So I was reluctant to tell my story. I didn't want to tell my story because I didn't want people to think, you know,
like you're full of shit.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was like, eh. So it probably about 4 months ago, I've been following this guy named Jason Feltrebeck.
Okay.
He was an international cocaine smuggler and pill mill kingpin.
Okay.
And I follow him on TikTok.
Okay.
And I was, you know, I hit
this
him up.
This is the guy you put me in contact with?
Yeah. So I hit him up a few times. You know, we talked on TikTok. I'm like, can you help me with my TikTok channel? Blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to get my story out there.
Yeah.
You know, he fell in love with my story and it all, my story checks out. Like,
right.
You know, anything you want to know about me, I post my paperwork. There's no bullshit. I'm not bullshitting any of you guys, but he loved it, and he's the type of guy that doesn't like a fucking snitch. He doesn't like he's on point. So he fell in love with my story, and he's like, "Hey man, would you mind of coming down to Miami and doing a podcast?" He's like, "I would love to interview you." You know, it was that 1090 Jake guy. I fucking hate you. I hate you, 1090 Jake. You're a fucking pussy, bitch. Fuck you. Byron Blake's fucking getting on your ass right now, checking all your stories, motherfucker. Fucking hate that guy. He's here in Tampa somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you if I ever find you. But anyways, they wanted me to come down there and give my thoughts on 1090 Jake, and that's how it all started. Then just so happened the guy that was filming, the editor for their podcast, he did another podcast, and after the show, he was like, "Bro, you have an amazing story. Will you go on my podcast?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Sure," you know, and that's how it kind of snowball effect, you know. I've been on my Matt Cox, and now I'm here. I mean, fucking crazy as fuck, bro.
So what are your plans now, man? You're gonna stay working at this place, I'm assuming?
Yeah. You know, do these podcast thing, take care of my chickens. I have chickens, and just work, bro.
That's what's up, man.
You know, pass on kindness and pass on love, and you know, people that.
Do you have a passion to like want to help guys getting out of prison? Or?
Yeah, I do that already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm aiming towards, man.